So how did it go?
It went really well. Yeah, they reached out to the client, told her that I came down and had a meeting with them, and that that it went really well. Uh, they didn't know a lot about, obviously, the booklet and what I talked with her about, and so I just went through it step by step. Um, it was it was a little different with the booklet the first time that I had done it. Um, but it went really well, and I think she was very happy that I took the time to come down. And at the end of it, I could tell I didn't lose her, and so at the end, we were just talking, and I said, I'm under the assumption, no one's ever come in and sat down with you and talked with you, shared this information with you, and she was just like, not one bit. We talked about the other documentation that she had received. One of them, some of the documentation was from a chiropractor, and so I had seen that documentation, and so we talked about that briefly, and I asked her, what does she do with the documentation that she receives from providers? And she said, honestly, it sucks so bad. We usually just look at it to see what the problem is and to see what we can do moving forward with the case. They
So
said,
she was already an awareness level that the chiropractors give bad documentation.
mm-hmm. And she
Yeah.
even said, because I read the documentation, and all that was diagnosed was M99.0 whatever, and then cervicalgia. And that was it.
Right. Now, if I remember, this meeting was a first meeting, right?
Yeah.
And the goal was not to do the sales presentation. It was actually to go over the booklet to stir her awareness to get to the presentation, right?
I don't know. I guess maybe I messed that up. I just went through the booklet and tied it into to the patient's case so far.
Well, I mean, all that's fine, but this was supposed to be a stepping stone to get to the sales presentation.
Oh, okay.
So you
I-
thought that was the sales presentation?
Yeah, I just went right into all of it.
See, that's what happens when you miss my class. No, that was so supposed to stir awareness, interest, and desire, and it did, right?
Yeah.
To get to the full sales presentation. Because you didn't give the full sales presentation, did you?
I went through all the categories and the 7 minimum requirements for the strength of the case.
You went through all 10 categories?
Yep.
You calculated the amount of money she's losing?
Yeah. Yeah. I went through that whole entire, like, the
What is
math.
okay? So you rushed it. You basically you took 2 dates and you moved 2 dates into 1 date.
Yeah.
You rushed dating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember, are there any advantages to rushing dating?
No.
No. There's absolutely no advantages at all. Okay, so you rushed it. Sounds
Yeah.
like you got away with it.
Yeah.
Now, what did she say? How much money did you get her to admit she was losing?
I guess I half-assed that because I said, because the I took the top 10 categories and then went through and just discussed how typically attorneys are only getting these three, and so they're not getting 7 of the 10 major categories. And if we look at these 7 categories and say that they are each category is worth $1,000. Now that can vary. Then if you're seeing a minimum of only 3 cases per month, that's $21,000 per month. Over the course of 12 months or a year, then you're looking at a $250,000 in of loss.
And what'd she say?
She like really was like, oh my gosh, wow. That
Okay,
was
so
the
you did
response.
cover it. You just did what we call third partied it.
Third party, I didn't make it personal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I said it's better to do that than not do it at all, right?
yeah.
And it's real easy to personalize it because you third party it. What would have been the one phrase you could have said to flip it and personalize it to her?
Um, I could have asked her how many cases she's getting per month.
Yeah. So after you third partied it, you could have just turned to her and said, how does this apply to how many cases you had? How many
Yeah.
cases a month do you have?
Right.
And she goes, oh, and then you could have rattled out the number right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But look how much trouble it is to get a doctor to get that person to admit how much money she's losing.
Mm-hmm.
You've heard me say it 1,000 times, haven't you?
Yep.
Okay. So anyway, it sounds like it went well. You rushed it instead of having another contact. You kind of rushed it. You got her to see the money. And then it sounds like everything went pretty well. Does that, in other words, you let her know all the things that were missing. She acknowledged she's not getting all this stuff, right?
Yep.
You itemized out the categories. You connected it to the money. She saw the money lost, right?
Yep.
Okay. How did it end?
Um, so it ended with, I told her that I would contact her, I'd contact her every 30 days when I was finished with the re-examinations. And, and I said, I'm gonna reach out, again this week, or so I gotta reach out today because she's going to send me, she was like, I want to send you all the documentation from the other providers. And I was like, okay, that sounds great. Um, and so I'm going to reach out to her today and get that. And then she said, and also I already have a client in mind that I would like you to see of ours. And so she was in Massachusetts and I drove down there and she already said, this patient's already driven to New Jersey for care. I have no reason to think that he or she won't drive an hour to see you in
So
Maine.
she already gave you a referral on the first talk.
Yep.
Okay. And the only thing that you should have done that you didn't do was what?
Probably get that information right then
No,
and
you
there.
should have done a forensic exam.
Oh,
You should have did a free forensic exam, right?
yep. I offered it, but I didn't probably do as good a job as I
Okay.
could have.
Because what does that free forensic exam do? What does that do in the relationship?
Builds credibility,
Authority,
authority.
authority and credibility.
Yeah.
That's when they see you're not just yapping, you actually know what the hell you're talking about. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you did your fair share of screw ups, but you get a referral anyway.
Right.
Not bad, right?
Not bad. Could be better. Yeah.
Okay. So we do need to just clean that up a little bit more. And this was a patient that came into you that already had an attorney, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So what we were trying to do is get that attorney as fast as he can to stop them from taking them out from under care, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I told you could take your time, right?
Yeah. Sleep on it.
Yeah, I said, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
She'll give you all the time you need,
Yeah.
right?
6 weeks when you figure, why not show up
Yeah. No, I told you get your ass over there as fast as
immediately?
you can. And how did
And
that work out?
good. Very good.
Because you went over there as fast as you can.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, how'd that happen? You picked up the phone call. You picked up the phone to call her, right?
Yep.
And you told her all those bullet points I told you to say to get there, to stir her awareness, interest, and desire to get to a meeting, didn't you?
Yep. And then she denied me the meeting and said, "Can't you just do it over the phone?" And I
And
said,
you were smart enough to do what?
"Say no, I can't. I got to
Right,
come meet you with you."
right. Because it was his first attorney. He's making first impressions. She doesn't know him from any. Damn good thing you did that, because what's her impression with chiropractic and documentation?
Sucks. Terrible.
You know how quickly you were going to lose that patient if you didn't do that?
Yeah, very quick.
Sounds like a guarantee because she's already been branded with chiropractic's crappy documentation.
Mhm.
So you save that patient, right?
Yep.
And then you got another one.
And I think if I called like 24 hours after, I even think that that was too long. I should have called like the second that that person left my office.
Oh, while they're in your office.
Yeah.
I want to put them on speakerphone.
Hmm.
Hey, I'm standing here with June.
Yeah.
You see isn't it amazing how you could literally go from getting fired
Hmm.
to now you're headed to be the authority and expert witness for her?
Right. Yep.
Is it just unbelievable the spectrum just because you knew how to handle it?
Yeah, 100%. Because I was, like we talked last 2 weeks ago, I was fired a few days before that.
Yeah.
Yep.
By you mean a different attorney though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, so you learned the hard way. I said, don't do, and then we put together the phone call. We made
Hmm.
sure we did that fast. We wanted to make sure you did the major bullets to stir their awareness and interest to get to the meeting. She wanted to do it by phone. You pushed for the meeting. That was great. And what you want to do in new relationships anyway. I'd rather
Hmm.
do the meeting. If you can't do the meeting, then I want to do Zoom because how important is visualization?
Hmm.
Phone's the last thing that I want. Audio's only 36% communication. Words are 5. Tone's 36. Words are 5.
Hmm.
I want visual and I prefer personal, face to face.
Hmm.
So you pushed for it. You said the right things to get her attention. You didn't let her push you around and say, "Can't we do it over the phone?" You show up at her office. You go through you went through the booklet I gave you, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Did that make sense to her when you went through out of those when you went through those first tests, how many of them did she know?
The which tests?
Like the diagnostic test, how many of those diagnostic tests did she know?
Oh, didn't sound like she knew any of them.
You went through them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Didn't know any of them. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
So it sounds like you grabbed her attention pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you just stair stepped it, took her all the way through, showed them the money lost, show them everything that's not be done. And then you're telling her this is all the stuff you're going to do, right?
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
how's she feeling with you right now?
Pretty confident
Well, how do I know that?
because she gave me a referral and she's not taking the patient away.
She's not taken away and she gave you a referral on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Dr. Paul.
Thank you, Dr. Paul.
Your shit works. Yeah, that's exactly how you do it. You made some minor goof ups, but there was enough there to grab awareness, interest, and desire and keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you did.
Yeah.
So you should be able to close this out pretty good, wrap up this one really good, do all the diagnostics right,
Yep.
and then get the other one on board. And then I would still offer her a forensic analysis because she still doesn't know the detail, all the stuff that you know. She still doesn't know that, does she?
Right. Nope.
I'd still offer her the forensic case analysis.
Okay.
And then, especially when this case is done, you can't just send it to her. You got to hand it to her. You got to walk through it. When you go this case and get the MMI, you got to walk through it.
Okay.
Now, every time you do a re-exam, you should be giving them a medical report. Do attorneys like to never hear from the doctors?
No, they want to hear from them.
Do you think they'd rather have you regularly reach out to them or them always have to reach out to you?
No, we got to reach out first.
Every re-exam, do the medical report, and
Yeah.
then give a brief synopsis of what they're looking like in all these categories, but reminding them they're not an MMI yet.
Okay.
And then the next re-exam is whatever the date that is. That's how you keep them involved and informed.
Mm-hmm.
And since it's your first one, I'd even call her and say, "Hey, I sent you because you met her for the first one, which is good. when you send this, when you do this first re-exam and you send it over, I'd even give her heads up, say, I'll be sending you the first medical report. Just be looking for it. And then I'd follow up 3 days later and say, did you get it? Like, can I review it with you real quick? Why do you want to do that? You want to drive home you're the authority. She still doesn't know you're the authority. Why?
She hasn't seen any work.
Because you have not done a forensic case analysis.
Oh, right. Yep.
You still have to show you're the authority.
Okay.
Well, when you send that over, you got to tell her what it means.
Okay.
You got this, you got this, you know, the categories. You got this category. Now, even though we're not an MMI and this is tentative, these are all the categories you have right now. Here's the strength of the case. This is what you have in this category, in this category, in this category. See how that works?
Yep.
In other words, you take control and you're the one leading her, telling her what she's got and what she doesn't have, right?
Yep.
Have you heard that from somebody before? Okay. Pretty good, right?
Yeah. So when I go through the categories, I'm just going through the 7 minimum requirements for the strength of the case.
Well, the 7 minimum, they could have more.
Right. Yep.
If she has injury magnifiers, I'll add it.
Yep.
If she had hospitalization, medication, ambulance, home care, bracing, took off from work, if she had any of these other categories, I'm going to point that out, but I'm going to emphasize the 7 minimum categories. But yeah, if she has any of the other ones, I'm going to include it.
Okay.
So she knows I know how to put this case together.
Yep.
And then, of course, you got to tell her what's important and what's not important. Does she know the diagnostic of what's important and what's not important?
No.
Unless it's an amputation, right?
Correct.
You got to tell her there's something important. You got a permanent impairment, something you got to tell her. So you got, this is important. This is a permanent impairment here. And that gives about a 15, whatever it is, it gives about 15%. According to the AMA guides, it gives about a 15% impairment. Okay. So then you make sense of it through all these categories.
Okay.
You got two subjective evidence, you got mechanism of injury, you got 4 hybrid tests. You think she's going to understand the word hybrid?
Nope.
Nope. Got to explain it to her.
Yep.
You got 4 primary hybrid tests, you got 2 secondary hybrid tests, and you got 2 objective tests with the x-rays and the dynaram. You got a really good case here, and it's not even an MMI yet.
Right.
That's what that would sound like. You got to explain it to her. What the hell does she have?
Okay.
That's based on the 7 minimum categories. Remember, I call that horizontal, vertical documentation. Remember, they just know 3 things. They just know if there's a lot of damage, surgery, or positive MRI. That's all they know. You've got to tell them everything.
Okay.
But that's how you become the authority also.
Yep.
Well, that was pretty good. You became the authority and she already referred you a patient, a client. Well, now you can't let your foot off the gas pedal, right?
No.
Because what are you still missing? You're still missing the total presentation and total authority. You're still missing that.
Yep.
All right. So if she doesn't want to do a free forensic analysis before this case is over, then use the case that you have on her, use that as the forensic case when you finish with her.
Okay.
Because now it's real personal. It's her case.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, you've got to do the medical reports. Remember, every 12 visits, you do a re-exam. You do the medical report. Medical report's only 1 page long. It's not a big deal. And I could cover that later. But again, you're just updating. It's just a snapshot. Remember, a medical report is just a snapshot in time. It's not a narrative report.
Right.
It's just where are they at right now? What are the expectations? That's it. Keep moving.
Okay.
but you definitely want to get your attorney's medical report at the exam. Why? Communication,
Mhm.
communication, effective communication.
Is there a video on that, Paul, on the site?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll look that up.
you can't find it, let me know.
Okay. I'll go watch that.
But you nailed it, right?
Yeah.
This was like you just started doing personal injury, what, in the last 3 weeks? Or
Mm,
when your first attorney meeting was what, 3 weeks ago?
no, September.
Is it 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, 4 or 6 weeks. Yeah, 5 weeks ago.
And this one
Yeah.
came in, so a patient came in and already had the attorney attached, but you didn't know the attorney, right?
Correct.
How did that patient get to you?
Because the chiropractor that was seeing her didn't like that he was charging her cash, and she didn't want to
Well, forget him.
yeah.
How did she get to you?
Oh, he told her to come see me.
Is he a friend of yours?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He knows that I like to do PI or want to
Oh,
do PI.
okay. So it was a friend referral.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And from that, look what you created,
Yeah.
a referring attorney.
Yep.
Let's say she only has one case a month, what's your case average up there?
5,000.
One case a month, 60, what is that? 50, 60,000 a year?
60. Yeah.
From one case, knowing how to handle the attorney, if you get one referral a month, $60,000 a year,
Hmm.
that'll 60,000 a year pay for a nice house payment, won't it?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Pay for a nice little Ferrari,
Right?
lime green.
Lime green. Pay for the Bahamas.
That's right. Bringing along Polly Wally.
Right? I've been waiting. I've been waiting this whole call to drop that line.